In 8097 AD, the Catholic Church put a dead pope on trial. What they did to his body will haunt you forever. Our story begins with a boy born into absolute poverty. Formosus started life as a peasant farmer, destined to die in the same dirt he was born in. But Formosus had something rare: intelligence. The local monastery took him in, and he devoured every book he could find. His brilliant mind caught the attention of church leaders. He became a bishop, then a cardinal. The impossible was happening. In 8091 AD, the peasant boy achieved the unthinkable. Formosus became pope, the most powerful man in all of Europe. But his rise made enemies. Powerful families who believed the papacy belonged to nobility. They would wait for their revenge. In 8096 AD, after just 5 years as pope, Formosus died. His enemies thought his death was the end. They were wrong. It was just the beginning. His greatest enemy, Cardinal Stephen, seized the papacy, and Stephen had a plan so twisted, so horrifying, it defies belief. 9 months after burial, Stephen ordered Formosus's rotting corpse dug up from its tomb. What came next shocked medieval Europe. They dressed the corpse in full papal robes, sat it on a throne, and put it on trial. This became known as the Cadaver Synod. Stephen screamed charges at the silent, decaying body. A terrified deacon was forced to stand next to the corpse and answer for it. Imagine the scene: the stench of death filling the chamber, maggots dropping from the papal robes, and Stephen ranting at a corpse that couldn't defend itself. The verdict was predetermined, guilty on all charges, but the punishment was designed to erase Formosus from history itself. They tore the sacred robes from his body. Then they cut off the 3 fingers he'd used to give blessings as pope. The mutilated corpse was dragged naked through the streets of Rome. Citizens watched in absolute horror as their former pope was desecrated. Finally, they threw what remained into the Tiber River like garbage. Stephen believed he'd won. He destroyed his enemy, even in death. But here's where it gets stranger. A monk found the body washed up downstream. Word spread that miracles were occurring near the corpse. Riots exploded across the city. The people demanded justice for what was done to Formosus. Less than a year after the Cadaver Synod, an uprising overthrew Stephen. The peasant pope would have his revenge from beyond the grave. Stephen was thrown in prison and strangled to death. Some say Formosus supporters made sure he suffered before he died. Formosus was reburied with full honours in St. Peter's Basilica. Multiple popes reversed Stephen's condemnations and restored his legacy. But why did this really happen? Historians believe it was about power, politics, and the ancient Roman families who thought they owned the papacy. For centuries, wealthy families controlled who became pope. Formosus, the peasant, broke their system. That was his real crime. He proved that merit could triumph over birth, that intelligence could overcome poverty. The elites couldn't allow that message to stand. The trial wasn't really about Formosus. It was a warning to every peasant, every commoner who dared to dream above their station. The Cadaver Synod became infamous across medieval Europe. Even in an age of brutality, people recognized this crossed a line. Shockingly, this wasn't the only corpse trial in history. Medieval law sometimes prosecuted the dead, but never with such political venom. Modern historians still debate the details. Some records were destroyed, others contradict each other. The truth may be even darker than we know. What we do know is this: they tried to erase him, they desecrated his body, they threw him in a river like trash, and he still won. Formosus is remembered as a legitimate pope. His name stands in the official records. Stephen is remembered only for his madness. The peasant boy who became pope proved that dignity can't be stolen, even from a corpse. Character outlasts cruelty. The Cadaver Synod's brutality actually sparked reforms. Future popes worked to prevent such political manipulation of the church. This story reveals medieval Europe's greatest tension, the battle between ancient privilege and rising merit, between birth and ability. The Cadaver Synod chamber is long gone, but the questions it raises about power, dignity, and justice echo through history. From mud to marble, from peasant to pope, from desecrated corpse to honoured saint, this is the impossible journey of Formosus. His story gave hope to millions of medieval poor. If a peasant could become pope, maybe the world wasn't as fixed as they'd been told. Today, tourists walk past his tomb without knowing this incredible story. They don't know about the trial, the river, the redemption. The Catholic Church doesn't advertise the Cadaver Synod. It's an embarrassing chapter they'd rather forget. But history remembers. The politics that killed Formosus, power, jealousy, class warfare, they haven't disappeared. They've just changed costumes. But so has his message. That knowledge is power, that merit matters, that the system can be beaten even if it tries to destroy you. The Cadaver Synod stands as one of history's most bizarre events, but beneath the madness lies a profound truth about power. Those in power will do anything to maintain it, even put a corpse on trial. But history judges the judges, always. From peasant to pope to corpse on trial to eternal legend. This is the story they don't teach in school. Hit subscribe for more dark medieval secrets that history tried to bury.